Hey guys, welcome back to Talz Talkz. I just caught up with someone who is in the social media world, and I just want to say that it was just really reassuring, the chat that I had, and I just am really grateful to be able to have had that opportunity. And yeah, I'm just really stoked because it kind of like solidified that things are real, and just made it feel like more of a reality rather than a whimsical thought in my head that I could kind of make something of social media. So yeah, I'm just really stoked and I'm really grateful, and I just want to say thank you. Secondly, there's been so many freaking rainbows today. So many. And really ironic because today was the day that I kind of like solidified, yes, I can just start posting shit. Just be yourself, sis, and like it'll all work out, you know. But like I kid you not, there was a whole hour of rainbows. Like it was like 10 past 7, I started running. I went for a run this morning. 10 past 7, first rainbow popped up in the sky. And I was like, oh my God, so nice. Wow, how pretty is that? Swear mums, it continued for a whole hour. I literally, like my whole run, I was like looking up at the sky being like, oh my God, it's still there. And it's like, it's even nicer now. Oh my God. And then like literally the whole run, I took like little pickies along the whole way because I was like, it's still there. Oh my God. And then I got home, I showered, and it was like 10 past 8. And I was like, there's still rainbows in the freaking sky. Like, what the heck? What the heck? So I was like, slay, that's really cool. Yeah. So I just feel like that's such a good start to the freaking day, you know? And then since then, because I've been on such a high from the rainbows in the sky, and a good chat over coffee, I then just like slayed the day. I literally like went to Woolies, got all my stuff, all my groceries, went to the chemist, had to go get like some new body oil. Then I went to the gym, had a really good like mobility stretch sesh because my hammies and quads have been really sore and tired and tight, and they just really needed some good attention, you know. Yeah, so I went and did that, and now I just got home. I just pulled in the driveway, and I was like, I really need to express how stoked my morning's been. And I just really want this for everyone. That's what I want. That's what I want from this. I want this from for everyone. I want everybody to feel good. Main things that came from the chat as well that I just like, we're kind of talking about like ins and outs of social media and like pros and cons. And I guess what I took from the conversation was like, there's no like special wise words that are gonna make it any better or any easier. It's kind of like, girl, you just gotta start. You just gotta start and you gotta be consistent. That was kind of like the two big takeaways here. The next one we're kind of talking about like, I guess like purpose and stuff, and I was just talking about like anxiety and like getting in your head and like not really liking the spotlight. And then he kind of was just like, but why? Like, why don't you like that? And I was like, I don't really have an answer. I don't really have an answer other than I just don't like it. So maybe I'll be able to work through that. I don't really know. Maybe it's like a childhood trauma thing. Maybe it is. Maybe it's not. Who knows? Yeah. So we're kind of just talking about like, but why? Like, why haven't you just do it? Pretty much just do it. That was pretty much what came from the conversation. And another one was like, yeah, again, purpose, circling back to purpose. And I was like, really, at the end of the day, my purpose is to highlight that the world's not freaking that serious. It just shouldn't be that serious, you know? Shit's not that deep. It's not that deep. It's just not. And we just need to like, calm down. That's what we need to do. We need to freaking calm down. Like, obviously, we all need, like, professions that are more serious. But at the same time, why do we have to be so rigid in terms of, like, fitting in a box, you know? Like, why can't we be professionals or be in fields that are deemed more serious with more responsibility, but also be ourselves? Because I'm an occupational therapist by background. I have worked for myself. I've worked in different areas, and literally I can't do it. I can't do what I'm qualified to do because it kills me. It literally, like, the system literally squashes every last being out of me because it's too serious. I just don't really laugh. I never really laughed in my job, so I left. I was like, look, love helping people, love it. Love using my brain, love being mentally stimulated. The social, meh. Cute little kids, yeah, great. Loved working with them, loved working with the families who actually wanted to do things rather than have me fix their child. Yeah, so basically the system and the expectations around my health professional job literally sucked all the life out of me. Like, just left me depressed and burnt out. And even though I'm smart enough, can do it, I was a great therapist, still am. I'm just not practicing in it, and I haven't for about a year. I know that I'm really good at it, and I just can't do it. Yeah, so the last year I've been in construction. I mean, I worked at a school, actually, I lie. I worked at a school in like a youth support role. That was part-time, so that was cool because I literally just got to vibe out with teenagers, talk some smack with them, but also obviously help them. Yeah, so that was cool, but again, I died internally. My soul was crushed because it was a system and I was getting squashed. All my ideas squashed. Couldn't fly my wings like a little birdie who just wants to go and do the best for everybody. Like, I had some really fucking cool ideas. Like, I literally wanted to start Duke of Ed program at the school. And I was like, I am willing to do everything it takes to get these kids the opportunity. I'll look at grants, funding, sponsorship. Like, I am passionate and am willing to put in the effort, the extra mile to get this program started at this school. I literally got squashed. Please tell me why a government school would squash someone with passion who is willing to put in the fucking effort. I'll wait. I'm waiting because there's no fucking real reason. They're all just yes people who like to tick a fucking box. And I'm just not that. If I see something, don't agree with it, I'm going to pipe up in a respectful way, but I will pipe up about it. Like, I'm not going to sit there and just be like, Like, I'm not going to be a robot about it, like every fucking, most fucking people in the systems. I was studying my master's to be a teacher. I was studying. I've done a year of a 2-year master's course to be a high school teacher. But my year working in the school, I was like, I can't do it. Again, I can't do it. I can't be in a system because I get squashed. And it's just, like, as much as you want to say, like, move past it, look past it, I can't. Like, it actually sucks life out of me so much. I'm burnt out, I'm depressed, I'm anxious, I can't sleep. Like, it ruins who I am at my core. Like, I'm not me anymore. I'm not the best version. I'm not the meest me of me, you know? And I'm sure there's people out there that can relate. Or people who don't relate use maladaptive coping strategies. Drinking, alcohol, probably the biggest one. Sugar, shit food, binge eating. Like, lots of people are just trying to cope and they don't really realize that you don't have to. You know? You just don't have to. I feel like there's other ways, and it's sad. It is sad because I wish that I could just go and like actually help these students. You know, say I did go into teaching. I was studying PDHPE. So if I just like I would love to go kick a ball around on a footy field and teach some kids some footy. I'd love to go to like volleyball, like, you know, a gala day. I'd love to take kids surfing. I'd love to do all those things, right? But the reality of the other parts of the job is you don't really have a voice. Like, you don't. Even the best teachers, you just don't, because it depends on the principal, and then it depends on the principal's manager. Like, it depends on your head of department, and then it depends if they're a yes person or not. Like, are they a tick box person? Yay or nay? Probably yay. Probably. Because most people are, yup. Even think about a system of a school, right? Like, most kids struggle. Most kids struggle in a school system. A lot of neurodivergence struggle in a school system, unless you then learn social behaviours like masking to then cope with that. But then that takes a long time to unlearn. It does. It takes a long time to unlearn. And I don't really want that for our youth, you know? So maybe one day I would love to be able to open a bush camp or some sort of like, not quite Steiner, because I did look into that as well. Also not for me. Like, I'm spiritual to an extent, but the Steiner program that I looked into was very, very intense. Very intense. And you have to really believe in that system of values in order to do it. Yes. But no, I just want, you know, just some regular people, some regular kids, working, living outside, learning basic skills of how to be a human, how to be an adult, and just do basic adult things, you know, whilst having a good time. I want them to laugh, learn, laugh, live. That's it, you know. I feel like school values, that'd be it. Learn, laugh, live. Doesn't have to be much more to it. But I do, like, what I've imagined in my beautiful dreamer imagination is a school set on like a farm, not quite farm, but like bushland type vibes. Got to have some water, like creeks, dams, be near an ocean maybe. That would be a slay. Got to have a lot of land. I'm imagining like a flower farm or something, you know, student-led projects, but it could be like a farm to table type vibe, and then they get to like learn all the skills behind that and then sell produce, say, on the weekends. And then and like the reward system would be quite a natural one. It would be like, say, one of the students, Jimmy, would be like, oh, Miss, I really want to make a cake to sell at our cafe on the weekend. And I'd be like, well, what do you need? What do you need for that? Let's think about it, right? What are all the steps in order to make the cake? And then one might be, you know, and then maybe they need to, their earnings from selling their cakes from previous weekends, then purchase the ingredients for their next weekend. So it's like the money will always go back into the school. Or say some kids are like, we really want chickens so we can sell eggs. Well, you need a chicken coop. How are you going to build a chicken coop in order to get the chickens? Where are we going to get the fertilized eggs from for the chickens? Like, you know, like, what are all the steps that we need? And then they can like build the chicken coop. They can harvest food for the chickens, like get scraps and get feed, whatnot. So, you know, they're learning physical jobs, like real jobs with a real purpose. And it could be like all student-led and like team building project stuff. Like, I just feel like that'd be really sick. And I just don't really think it exists. And then you could pull in like people who are trades or like whatever that little project is. You then pull people from that local community and bring them into the school for the day. You know, like, let's just get some local chippies to come help build the chicken coop and teach them how to do it. Get them to do it with them, you know. And then if they're good, well, maybe it leads into a job opportunity. Maybe some work experience. You know, like real things turning into real outcomes. I just feel like that would be cool. And look, the list goes on. I just feel like I could keep rambling about that for ages. But yeah, I just feel like having a school like that would just be really cool. And it'd be for kids who want to learn like hands-on stuff in their own way. Obviously with mentorship and guidance, and still reality to ground them that you need to do a bit of hard work to get what you want. Because I do see that lacking lately. Like young people coming through the workforce that I work with or have seen come through, like their expectations of the reality of having a job, holding a job, getting a job is quite warped. Like, I love the optimism, I love it, but it's quite warped. It's not where we're at with reality. They're like, yeah, like I'm going to buy a house next year. And they're like 16. So, and they're like, oh yeah, but I'm going to also live with my mates. I'm going to live with my mates in a share house. Like, we've already worked it out. And then I'm going to buy a house the next year. Like, I love the goals. I love the optimism. But it's like, what are the steps first? Like, you need to get a job. Then save money. Like, there's things in reality that you got to do first, you know? And they also expect things to be given to them in a really, like, unrealistic way. So I feel like a school like that, it's like, well, you need to actually, like, say, like I mentioned before, like the profits from whatever they've done, if they want to sell it or do their own little business, well, that's cool. Love that. Gonna support it. But that money then goes back into the school. They don't keep it. Like, the reward is the joy of giving back to others or finishing a project or whatever their soul and heart and mind needs. That's what it's for, you know? It's not for them just like becoming entitled, I guess. Like, they need to see the work that goes into these things to become a good worker, to contribute to society, to contribute to the world, but also in a way where it's like they're inspired. They're inspiring themselves to have a good adult life. And they feel confident in order to back themselves to be able to do those things when they leave school. Yeah, I just feel like that sounds like, why aren't we doing that already? Like, why aren't we doing that already? Why doesn't such thing really exist? Oh, wait, probably because the government puts systems in place that it's too fucking expensive to start and there's too many rules behind it. Probably. So, look, I'll get to that bridge when I get there. I'm not at that point yet, but I would love to be one day. I would love to do that one day. I just feel like that would be so rewarding, and I feel like I could offer my skills in such a cool way. And I just vibe the fuck with teenagers. Like, I don't know, they all just open up to me, and it's really easy. It's really easy to vibe with teens for me. I mean, most people, most kids really, but yeah. Anyway, that's that. And back to systems. Something like that just doesn't exist because of systems. And I feel like that's why I get squashed by systems, is because my ideas, I'm like, that slays, it doesn't seem that hard. Why can't we do it? And then it's like, oh, system squash. You know? So here I am hoping that I don't get squashed by that stuff anymore, you know? Yeah. I feel like that's all. I really did go on a tangent again about like my dreams and stuff. But that's okay. You just get to know me a bit more and what I'm about and what I want from life and where I want to go. Because I do feel like that's a pretty cool way to like use my experience. Because in my life, I've had a lot of different jobs. Maybe next time I'll talk about my jobs. Maybe. Who knows? Because I'll probably get on a tangent again. Anyway, I feel like that's enough for right now. So I'm going to say ta-ta, love yous, bye-bye.